Henry Ford wanted to create a one-piece V8 engine, which was unheard of at the time. He had this vision to create this piece for vehicles, and his top engineers kept coming back to him and telling him, this is impossible. There is no way that we can create this engine that is so complex in just one piece. And for month after month, the engineers came to him and told Henry Ford, this is not going to work out. This is not possible. And do you know what Henry Ford said? Instead of going, you know what, guys, maybe you're right. Maybe it's not possible. Instead of being consumed with self-doubt and scratching the whole project, instead of taking other people's word for it, he decided to believe in his vision. And he said, produce it anyway. He told his engineers, his top engineers, keep working until you've gotten it, until you found the solution. And month after month after month went by of the same cycle. And after a little over a year, they finally found a way to cast the V8 engine block as a single piece. What does this story have anything to do with you? You have a vision for yourself, for your life, that is meant for you. There is some kind of dream and desire that you see for yourself. This inner pulling to be a certain type of person, or to do certain type of things, or to live in certain places, to be doing some kind of activity, to be in some kind of press, to do research in something. And you have this vision for a reason. It could be even just a tiny, tiny feeling inside of you that I feel like I know that this is possible. That is the feeling that you are unable to ignore. You can try, but it will always come back, telling you the potential that lives inside of you, telling you the potential that is here for you, that is begging for you to create and manifest it into fruition. We are paving into new territory all of the time. And 9 times out of the 10, if you are moving forward into the future, which we all are and aren't at the same time because time is but a construct, but if you get what I'm saying, more often than not, there will not be a path that was already paved to create this thing, because what you are doing is completely new. It's completely unique. It's a new idea. It's a fresh perspective. Even if someone has done it, nobody has done it in the exact way that you are about to do it. In the way that you express yourself, in the way that you sing, in the way that you set up your business, whatever your bigger vision is, you're going to do it in your unique way, and you are going to be paving your own path. And so there are going to be people, there are going to be naysayers that say, you can't do that. That's impossible. But you didn't come here to make these other people happy and give in to their limitations. You came here to be a Henry Ford. To be a Henry Ford means to have a relentless vision and a refusal to accept limitations. What's up? My name is Sabrina, and welcome back to the channel. Here in the Better You space, we teach creatives, dreamers, and entrepreneurs how to train their brains to turn their dreams into their real daily lives. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified every time I post a new one. Give this video a thumbs up to help with the channel boost the growth, be able to have other people hear this message as well. And let's dive deeper into you becoming a Henry Ford. I was watching Legally Blonde last night when I was reviewing content, and as I was watching it, I just kept thinking to myself, this is how much blind faith that is required to have to achieve really great things. Elle Woods was dumped by the man who she thought she was in love with, who she thought she was going to marry, because he did not believe in her. He said, you're not smart enough to get into Harvard. Harvard is very prestigious and known for being very difficult to get into. But she made a decision, I'm going to Harvard, and she stuck with it. She made that decision and decided to have blind faith in her decision because that's what she wanted. And why wouldn't she get what she wants? And because of that decision, because of that determination in her vision and her unwillingness, her refusal to accept limitations, her refusal to let other people tell her what was and was not possible for her, she got into Harvard. And when she ran into the man that dumped her, that was so shocked to see her there, and he said, how did you get into Harvard? And she said, what? Like, it's hard? Elle Woods was a Henry Ford. She said, this is what I want, and I'm not taking no for an answer. After she continued to take classes, there were even professors who didn't believe in her. So after she even succeeded in her dream, in her vision, there were people who still doubted her. Then she proved them wrong and became like the best lawyer in their student lawyer case. So many people doubted her along the way. So many people told her, no, not possible for you, honey. And she was like a horse with blinders on. She said, okay, and just kept looking forward. This is what I want you to do with your vision. Just keep looking forward. I know it can be difficult when people say things. I know it can be difficult when your own doubt may creep in. And yes, the head, the ego, the brain, it might start talking smack, trying to make you question yourself, trying to make you doubt yourself, but you have to keep coming back to the vision. You have to build trust within that vision. You have this vision for a reason. You have these desires for a reason. And I want you to show up in alignment with that trust. If you had full embodied trust in your vision, that what you felt like you were called to do in this life, if you see yourself being a millionaire, having multi-six figures, being a billionaire, if you have certain visions for yourself to put something very specific out into the world, I want you to walk like you don't have a shadow of a doubt that it's going to come into fruition. It's either going to come in tomorrow, it's going to come in 10 years. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's coming. You have that vision. Like you are like the prophecy, because there would be so much more good in the world, so many more healed people, so many more inventions that could help the expedition of Earth, the health of the planet getting back into its prime, helping with pollution. So many amazing things can be birthed the more we build and create the Henry Ford mindset. And this is something where if you are not fully in this Henry Ford mindset, you can train yourself to be there. You can build yourself to be there. I actually recorded a full video on how to have blind faith that will be coming out next week. But you have got to put your stake into the ground, declare what you want, and move fucking forward. Move forward and put your blinders up and say, this is what I'm going for. I'm not entertaining thoughts of doubt. I am not entertaining or giving into other people who want to naysay. I remember when my ex, when I told him that I wanted to build a business, he was advising me out of it. He told me to get a real job. He told me to apply to the bank. And I remember at that time being in such a fragile state where I barely had the belief in myself to go after what I wanted. And then to have someone so close to me say, no, get a real job. It was a very slap in the face feeling. And it's something that I had to breathe through a lot, that I had to really do a lot of inner work around to become this Henry Ford mindset. To now when people may have their doubts, most people honestly don't ever speak their doubts. Most of the hate that you will ever get going after your dreams is just from little trolls online, I swear. But God forbid someone does say something to me or make a comment or a snarky remark. It feels so good to just be able to roll that off my shoulder and saying, this is what I'm doing though. This is my vision and it's gonna fucking happen one day or another. And if it doesn't happen in this lifetime, it's gonna happen in my next. You wanna keep your focus back on your vision, back on the golden kingdom of the keys of your life, of the desires that live inside of your heart that God has given you to say, this is your potential. This is what would make you the most fulfilled, successful, in love, happy, blissful, ecstatic, and have the growth that you came here to have. This is the key. Your desires are the key. It's time to have blind fucking faith. And of course, it's not just about belief. With the full embodiment of having this trust in your vision, the actions will be in alignment with that. I made a different video on the steps to aligned action because it's very important to, when you have this faith and trust in your vision, to make sure that the action steps are aligned. The subconscious mind has many different programmings. A lot of your soul desires may come through, but then you may feel resistant at times to move forward in certain areas because of different fears or doubts or worries that have been programmed in your subconscious at some point in your life. And if you're listening to this and you're like, yes, Sabrina, this is me. I understand what you're saying. I've felt this from time to time, or maybe I'm feeling it now. That's when you want to be very mindful about the action that you're taking, because you want to make sure that the action you're taking is not coming from a subconscious place of self-sabotage, and that it is coming from a place of aligned action. So you can check that video out here if you want to learn more about that. There's this photo at my brother-in-law's office that says bald eagle, and it really spoke to me. and it said something along the lines of, it has like the word leadership at the top, and at the bottom it says, it's not about the position, it's about the action you take. And there was this yogi tea message. You guys know I love my yogi tea. It's the brand, the Sweet Positive Energy tea is specifically my favorite. It's so good. If you haven't tried it, oh my God. And on the tea bags come these cute little messages, and they're always so divine, and they're always so synchronistic. One that came the other day said, your actions prove your greatness. And what this really meant to me was the vibration of which you take actions at is the true embodiment of who you are. There's a lot of people who just talk. There's a lot of people who just want to act like they're this great person, but their embodiment, their actions don't line up. And this doesn't make them a flawed person, or this doesn't mean that they're necessarily doing anything negative. It's just that their scale of embodiment, they're working on becoming this person of the embodiment of their vision of who they want to become. So they're taking the steps forward. They're like, yes, I'm stepping into this person and becoming this thing, but are your actions fully aligned? Is your greatness fully aligned with how you show up every single day? And what energy are you showing up every single day? Are your actions the manifestation of any doubt creeping through? Align your actions to greatness. Embody that true visceral person who has that strong vision and who refuses to take no for an answer, who sees their vision as if it were a plan that God himself wrote and gave and handed to you, and who is able to say, I don't care if it's been possible in the past. I don't care if there has never been a way. I don't care if there is no possible solution that I can see to my bare eye right now of how this can play out. If I have this vision in my heart, if I see it as a potential, and if I truly feel that soul calling to it and it lights me up, that is what's going to happen. And that is what I'm going to do. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified every time I post new ones. Leave a star emoji in the comment section below so I know who made it to the end. And I can't wait to see you be your biggest, baddest Henry Ford.